This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
And we're going to open the month of November on the 3rd. You guys are in Rapid City, South Dakota. And it is the debut for the WWF at this venue. There are 4,122 fans at the Rushmore Plaza Civic Center, and they watched you and Tully defeat Paul Roma and Jim Powers. Before I go any further, we touched on you wrestling them last time, but we really didn't spend any time on Paul Roma and Jim Powers. What were your thoughts about Paul Roma and Jim Powers, working with them as a tag team?
Well, there is a story there too, and it goes back to the first time, which we should have covered last time, but we'll catch it up right now. I thought they were a damn good team. Looked like $1 trillion, not $1 million, not $1 billion. Good babyface skills, and really looked tremendous. Good workers. So we went out, and Tully and I had a 50-50 highly competitive match where we were going to beat them right in the middle. Well, that's stepping in another pothole that you weren't aware of if you hadn't worked there before. So as soon as I clear the curtain, thinking I'm going to be met by a couple of my friends, I was. Barry Darso was there, and as I ran into him, he said, "Come with me." He took me off to a secluded area and said, "Hey, those guys are here to get you guys over. If you're going to be working with us down the road, that's selling way, way, way too much. We don't take bumps like that up here. Besides, you get heat with the other guys because we were bumping around like we would have the Road Warriors for those guys, but that's the only way we knew how to work, Paul. Go out, make your opponents. Then if you're going to put them over, you put them over. If you're going to beat them, beat them. But first of all, make them." And I didn't know how they had been used. I just looked at them as, my God, they looked a lot better than us. And they had skills. And he said, "Man, don't do that again. If you do, you're going to screw yourself." So we did. We got more selfish from then on, but that was one of those, the last thing after having a good match with those guys I expected was to get my ass chewed out.
Now, this is good, man, because we're learning more about how it was back then, the WWF way, coming out of the Crockett. Just like you said last week about the promos. They wanted short. Now it's the wrestling. You're not a bump machine. No. That's not how it works here. So it's you guys being indoctrinated into this new world.
It was a new world, and it was a new way, and each person and each team, if you're at the top of that food chain, and Demolition was at the top of the food chain on the teams, if you aspire to work with them and make top money that the tag guys made, you better listen to what he said. And it was crystal clear to me, and going forward, we were just more selfish.
Nah, this is good. Thank you for sharing that. You guys moved on the next day to the Bradley Center, and it's in Milwaukee, and WWF packed the house. And its debut there, they debuted there, 18,662 fans there. They watched you and Tully once again defeat the Young Stallions. So again, Jim Powers, Paul Roma, you beat him. The main event on the card, Hogan and the Big Boss Man. So former Jim Cornette bodyguard, Big Bubba Rogers, is now up here. He's main eventing with Hogan. Do you remember coming across him, talking to him a little bit as you guys are starting to work with WWF? He's a Crockett guy.
Shit, we grew up 30 miles apart. He was
right.
just down the road in Rome, GA. We had no idea our lives were going to parallel down the road, like that. I know I didn't. I'm sure he didn't. Just a couple of country boys from Georgia made good.
You got to be thinking at this point, man, we made the right call coming up here. We're working in front of 18,000 fans in Milwaukee, and Hogan's on top of the card, and Arn and Tully are right here, tag team, right here working with the Young Stallions. You got to be loving life at this point.
Well, you go all the way back to Big Bubba with Jim Crockett Promotions, and here's a guy had to weigh 340 pounds, and he moved like a friggin' jaguar, you know what I mean?
He was smooth.
so stealth around that ring, and his stuff was so good. It was a natural. And he had the one thing that Vince absolutely to this day loves. He had size and height. Because, hey, when your lead babyface is, what's Hogan, 6'6"?
Yeah.
Probably something like that. Well,
yeah, 6'6", yeah.
Got to have big heels, that the audience believes have a chance of beating him if you're going to draw money. Well, apparently they believe the Boss Man could beat him because 18,000 speaks for itself.
Yeah, that's one of, if you talk to Tony Schiavone, one of his most memorable matches is watching Hogan superplex Big Boss Man off that, at the Big Blue Steel Cage match. Mm-hmm. One of his most vivid favorite memories. And there you go, Boss Man, your buddy from right around the corner.
Ray Traylor.
Promotions. There you go, Ray Traylor. So the hits keep coming here, Arn, on this Midwest loop. November 5th. 14,000 more show up in Champaign, Illinois. They watch you and Telly once again defeat Roma and Powers. All the big guns were out for this one. You have Demolition on the card. Brutus the fucking Barber Beefcake, that's what Connie likes to call him. The Ultimate Warrior, Honky Tonk Man. And both Hogan and the Boss Man. This is another loaded card here in Champaign, Illinois, Arn.
God almighty, how many people? 14,000?
Another 14,000 show. You're in WWF now, man, during the golden era, buddy.
Yeah, and hey, that's everybody in town.
It's got to be in Champaign.
And a couple of surrounding counties, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, we knew we had made the right decision. We weren't positioned to be making top money at that point, but it was all right. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't. There was no red flags yet.
Oh, I love it. I love doing that ad with you. There we go. Arn, on November 6th from the Maple Leaf Gardens, WWF recorded matches for prime time wrestling. Man, what a time to be alive watching wrestling with Gorilla and Bobby. Prime time. You and Tully won the bout against the Young Stallions again in just over 12 minutes when you hit the Powers with the clothesline as he was trying, Jim Powers with the clothesline while he was trying to block Tully Blanchard's sunset flip. This match would not air until, get this, Arn, January 23rd, 1989. But the match was included in Coliseum Home Video's Best of the WWF Volume 18. So, for all of you that are tape collectors and have that awesome Coliseum Home Video Best of WWF Volume 18, that is where this match was taped. It was November 6th of 88, Maple Leaf Gardens, and that's where you can find the match. So check it out there.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.